Working on the 1950 GMC today, and we're working on the fuel gauge and sending unit. Here we have it, brand new one. The old one was Fubar. Classic Industries has these. So what these do basically is change the amount of resistance running through the wiring, and let me show you how it works. We've got our voltage meter set to ohms here, 200 ohms, and this unit on these pickups had a range from 0 to 30 ohms. So basically the gauge on the dash is doing the same thing that this voltage meter is doing. I'm going to move it all the way down to empty, the float here all the way down to empty. It should be closer to 0. Alright, so that's what the gauge would pick up. I'm going to move it up to full. It should settle around 30. A little more is fine, probably. Doesn't have to be perfect, I'm seeing. So, let me get it put in the pickup, and I'll come back and show you if it works. So, obviously the ground has to be here on the body, and then the main wire will be hooked to this main part where the red alligator clip is. Be back in a second when I get it hooked up to the gauge and see if it works. Alright, so I've got it hooked into the wiring here. There's one wire on this pickup. It's a light tan, light brown wire. It goes to the main hookup there. I've also got the black alligator clip there grounding the device to the cab. Just there on a shiny piece of metal, can't be painted. Don't make that mistake. And it is all the way down, so it should be reading empty. So there on the gauge, you see it says empty, and I'm going to actuate this off camera. You can see I'm halfway and all the way up. It's working just fine. All the way down, working great. Alright, on these you have to have the sending unit grounded. So back here where it goes in the tank, the sending unit goes in the tank right there. It's inside the cab. I also have a ground wire here, and I want to make sure that it gets grounded, because sometimes, you know, if you paint this surface, you won't get a good ground, and then the gauge won't work. So let me get that put in, and we'll get back on the road. First, let me show you the old sending unit here. It's broken off. Obviously that wouldn't work if you hooked it to the lead here. Let me show you what it does if you hook a bad one up to the voltage meter. Alright, here's the old fuel sending unit again, and we've got it set on the same thing as before. 1 on this means that we've got an infinite amount of resistance. So basically we've got, you know, this, you knew that this was broken here, so it's no longer connected, or I would normally connect it up here. But I've got it connected to that wire down there, and it should be reading 0, almost 0 resistance. It's at infinity basically. I'll actuate it, and the voltage tester, the ohms, there's no ohms reading in this at all, so it was bad, no good. So now you know what to look for. Hope you have any hope that helps you.